What is up, Savages? Hope everyone is having a good night or day or wherever you're at. If you want to know more about the ZelCore wallet, which is basically the main feature, one of the main features of the Zell ecosystem, you're on the right channel because we're going to start right after this. Welcome to the SavageMine YouTube channel. If this is your first time here and you'd like to learn more about crypto mining rigs and crypto related projects, you can get an almost daily dose of it just by clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell right now so you don't miss out on anything in the future. You should also follow me on Twitter because over there it is either, well, here lately it's been super boring actually. There's just not too much going on over there. But I do keep you updated on what's going on with this YouTube channel, and sometimes, occasionally, I will run a poll to help decide what we'll be looking at on the live stream. So it's interactive, and you may help actually determine what the video content will be about that night. So it's kind of cool, back and forth, a little interaction there. Let's take a quick look at what I am mining. Everybody always asks, so I like to show you guys. And I just shut the door, so the temperatures are going up, and so I might have to open that in a few minutes. But I am mining Rio on both the NVIDIA and AMD rigs here in my office. And I'm also mining Monero on the CPU only. So each rig, the little Celeron processor, actually on Scarif here, I think I have a Pentium chip on there, 4400. So this one's Pentium, this one's Celeron. That's why you see a little bit of a better performance on that. But it's just CPU only. The Rio is on the GPUs, all the GPUs. So this one is 10 GPUs here and 6 up here. This is NVIDIA, this is AMD. And then on the co-owned rigs, we are still mining. Oh, that's cool. They added a cool feature there. You can see which miner is actually in there. That's cool. I like it. Yeah, Simple Mining's been doing a lot of updating, so little user interface upgrades and stuff, so it's kind of nice to see that. But anyway, over here we are mining CCX, and we have been since March. Well, non-stop since March. Before that, we were mining CCX every now and then, off and on. We kind of cycle between Monero, Ethereum Classic. I think we did Ethereum for a while, and then we landed on CCX, and we kind of haven't looked back since. So doing okay over there. Let me check the chat real quick, see who's in here. 3 people are, nobody's talking. Okay, I will just press on. So let's take a look at the market real quick. See what's going on over here. Last I checked, it was a pretty decent day, especially for Ethereum. And even XRP is bumping a little bit, and Link. So yeah, it's nice to see some green. I mean, Bitcoin is just kind of hanging out there at that same $10,300 range. But ETH has made a pretty good jump this past day or so. So that's good to see. Looks like I took down my CoinMarketCap tab here. I like to come over here and actually go through the top 10, my top 10 list, starting with CCX. Let's see what they're doing today. Up just a little bit. Then Raven, up a good little bit. I like that. A little bit of pre-fork pump, not too bad. Swap, they actually pumped a little bit yesterday or earlier today, so they're got kind of a little pullback today or right now lately. And then Rio, oops, oh man, is my Brave browser going to keep doing this again? Good grief. I wonder why it does that. Last night I had to go to, what was the problem? Because I actually kind of figured it out after the stream was over. Let me think about this for a minute, see if I can remember. I don't know if maybe it was just too much stuff running or what. Let's see here. Let's see if it'll stay up this way. All right, so let's see. We were looking at Rio. Down just a tad. Still, nope. It hates me. Okay. All right. All right. See, last night, the same thing happened last night, and I think I ended up having to go to Mozilla. But after the stream was over, I thought I figured it out, but maybe not. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me fire up Mozilla here. We'll use it. Guess that one's going to keep crashing. Now we get to see all the ads and stuff. All right, Rio. Start this again. Okay, so they're hanging around 2 cents. 5%, but not too much. Yeah, see all these ads now? I hate that. All right, now here's the tricky one, because Loki is next, and Loki did some crazy stuff today. And I haven't checked recently, so I don't know where they're at now, but yeah, they are up 88% today. Now, at one point, they were up 300%, over 300% today. And there were people on Twitter who was joking about it, because I've always kind of mentioned the Savage bump. You know, I'll do like a video. I'll give you a good example. I did like a few videos on eGem, and right after I did a few videos on them, they were listed on What to Mine. They were listed on CoinMarketCap, I think. I don't remember. There's a couple of things that happened like right after I did a couple of videos on them, and then there's been several other times where you like CCX had an 800% month, you know, that I was doing videos on them and stuff. So and they went up 800% that month. So just joking about the whole Savage bump thing, but I mean, it's eerily accurate. Like, it just seems like it just happens. Because I don't know if y'all were watching last night, I mentioned Loki and saying, and I actually tweeted yesterday about maybe doing some more content on Loki, and then today they were up 300%. So it's kind of crazy, but it's not a thing. It's just a joke, but it's still kind of funny to see that happen. All right, so let's look at Zell. We're going to be talking a little bit about Zell stuff tonight, so that's kind of cool. So tomorrow they'll be up, 400% or whatever. Just kidding. Just kidding. I mean, it'd be cool, but not likely. Veil hanging around even there. And then Arrow, but they're not on here. Won't be for a while because that's a new privacy coin. Brand new. It takes a while for them to start getting listed on CoinMarketCap and all that stuff. So, and then BITC, BitCash. Oh, they're doing all right today. That's good to see. A little bit of a bump, 10%, not bad. And then AION. AION. Okay. All right. Throw something up there in the chat if there's something else you want me to go take a look at as far as the on CoinMarketCap there. Anybody in here? Anybody awake? Oh, it looks like I might be. It said, let's see. It says video output low, like something's wrong. Is there something going on? Or is the content pretty good? I mean, the sound and the video? Let me know. Throw some comments in the chat there and let me know if everything sounds and looks okay. Because YouTube is telling me that it's not good. So it could have been maybe because of the Brave browser. I must have something going on with that. That and OBS Streamlabs or something, or Streamlabs OBS, maybe those two being up at the same time. Don't know. What's up, I dig big blocks Pete? All right, so I'm just gonna rock on with the content and let it go with the video output low, and we'll just ignore that for right now. So last week I did a few videos on Zell. I think I did a couple of how to mine videos, I believe. Let's see. I don't know if this is not going to be logged in, probably. No. So let me search for me. Yes, I did a solo mining that was using a pool, though, a public pool, and then also did just a how to mine random coin mining show on it, and I think that's it. So I did a couple of videos for Zell. Not for them, it's not sponsored or anything like that, but I wanted to do a couple of videos on them, so I did. None of my content is sponsored in any way whatsoever. It's just me yapping about things that I'm interested in, and that is it. So let's see here. As far as like some kind of cool news, I had all this linked up or, up on the other Brave browser, but of course it crashed, so I have to kind of get things back up in line here. I don't know if this is possible, if this is available in the US. I mean, obviously you can get to the website, but I don't know if maybe somewhere down the line it'll tell you that you can't do it because of your IP being, in a restricted area or what. I don't know for sure. I'm sure if I poked around in here, I would be able to find out, but I haven't done anything on this site at all. But the news is that Zell was recently added to InstaSwap. So if you click the little downer here, you'll see Zell listed. So this is something fairly new that just happened with the project. So I just wanted to mention that as news and some good things happening with the project. So that is all that is. And something that's a little bit, at least at some point, it was a little bit confusing for me, is the difference between Zell. See, Zell is the overall project name, and it's also the currency name. So if you say Zell, you're talking about the currency. You're also talking about the project itself. If you say ZelCore, you're talking about the wallets, right? Mobile or desktop. So anytime you hear ZelCore, that's wallet. Zell is the currency or the project itself. But everything inside their project basically starts with Zell. So just keep all that in mind. Let's take a quick look, or let's take a look at the ZelCore wallet. And this is it happens to be one of the main highlights of the whole Zell ecosystem. It's really cool. They put an incredible amount of effort into this wallet, and the feature set that it has really shows that. It's really neat. I've been following Zell for a really long time. Now I want to say it's at least a year now, probably around a year. I guess it would be more like 8 months, or 10 months, probably 10 months. And I've always, even way back then, I looked at their wallet. I'm like, this wallet is phenomenal. I mean, it's really cool, the way that it looks, and it's multi-asset and all that stuff. It's really neat. So the feature set really shows how much effort they put into this. And if you've been into crypto for any time at all, you know that mnemonic seeds and private keys are definitely not easy to remember, but they are absolutely critical to maintain access to and security of your crypto, right? I'm actually working on a little bit of content about that, about wallet security and some crypto type security stuff. Hopefully, maybe I'll do some of that this week, but I don't have a whole lot of time, so I just kind of, take a few notes and then kind of wing it during the live streams and hopefully cover some pretty good stuff. It's kind of like my goal. So, yeah. So the one thing that Zell does, is it's a real challenge to balance security and convenience. It's one of the biggest challenges in IT or crypto or any of that, is you don't want to turn your potential users off because it's too complicated. There has to be a balance between security and convenience. And Zell, I think with this wallet, the ZelCore wallet, I think they've done a pretty awesome job at it. Zell uses a decentralized storage method. for the username and password. We're going to get into Zell ID in a little bit, which is another feature set that's kind of like included in, or you would use it as a kind of integrated into the wallets and access to your crypto. But we're going to get into that in a moment. But as far as like just the username and the password associated with the ZelCore wallet, they use a decentralized storage method, and some of the benefits are, it helps prevent data breaches, it helps thwart social engineering workarounds. It also invalidates net traffic logging and third-party monitoring because it's decentralized, right? It's on the blockchain. Those credentials are actually, if I understand it correctly, it actually becomes a part of the blockchain. So your username and password, and we'll get into this a little bit more because you'll be able to kind of see it in action, right? So the most important thing to remember is the Zell username and password are not stored on a centralized server. So if you forget them, they are completely decentralized. It's just like your private keys. It's just like your mnemonic seed or your seed words, all that stuff. It's the same thing. The Zell username and password are not stored on a centralized server. You cannot call someone if you forget. You cannot call Zell and say, hey, I forgot my password. Can you reset it for me? There is none of that. You can't do it. You have to remember them. If you forget them or lose it, that's the end of the account. It will not be accessible, and that crypto is locked up forever. Whatever was in there is locked up forever. I hope I'm stressing enough the importance of documenting and storing securely your Zell username and password, because it's the same thing as private keys and mnemonic seed words for other wallets. But it's that layer that they've added to make it easier for the end user, right? So that's what I was referring to earlier whenever I was talking about being a little bit easier and really, so there's some really cool tech that they've added to this to make it easier and more user-friendly. So whenever you're selecting a username, so the username and the password are what is stored, okay? Or not stored, not centrally, it's decentralized. But those two components need to be, in my opinion, for the Zell project itself, and I've actually made this mistake on previous videos. I've since corrected it, but I think I've done a video. I want to say that I've logged on to Zell during a live stream and actually logged on to an account that had crypto in it, and that was a mistake. And I didn't know at the time whenever I did it, but it is a mistake because your username it's not quite as important as the password, but it is very close because the username has to be unique, along with the password, actually, those two in combination, because it's double hashed. So your username is hashed and then your password is hashed. It's salted with some other numbers, some various characters on the front and the end, and then all of that is hashed together to create your credentials, right? So, but the thing is that with the ZelCore wallet, in my opinion, you really don't even want anyone to know what your username is, because at that point they have half of the puzzle, right? Whereas like in some other instances, you're just basically logging on to a local wallet with a username and password, and someone would have to have access to that particular wallet. But in this case, those credentials are out on the blockchain, so they're a part of the network. So it's just my opinion that they should be protected just as you would protect the PIN number or anything else. That you don't want to give up any information. Long story short, you don't want to give up any information, so just make sure that it's completely private. Even the username, I would secure it in a very secure way and not let anyone see you type it in and all that stuff. So as I mentioned, the username and the password are double hashed, and that generates a master private key for ZelCore. And we'll see all this in action in just a minute. Just want to kind of cover the basics here. So another part of Zell that is kind of important is Zell ID. and this is one of their projects. So if you go to Zell, the actual Zell network, the top main website here, Zell.network. If you go there and go to our projects, you'll see Zell ID. And Zell ID is basically the authentication, identification portion of the Zell ecosystem. And it can work, it's an app inside of the wallet, the ZelCore wallet, and it has all these different features. And we're gonna look at all this stuff too. So I'm just going to kind of blast right through it. And I actually covered this last week as well. But Zell ID, everything in the Zell ecosystem has a fancy name, that starts with Zell, like I mentioned earlier. In this case, the additional features logon system security app is called Zell ID. And the cool features that it has is decentralized two-factor authentication. We'll look at that. We'll look at easy logon as well. But basically, D2FA links a pin to a device's, so you actually have a pin on top of your username and password, and it links a pin to the device's account, whether it's mobile or desktop, by encrypting the pin and storing the number on the Zell blockchain. So the pin is then required to access ZelCore and its functions, such as creating transactions and sending and receiving and all that stuff. The pin follows the Zell address. So if you set up distributed or decentralized 2FA on mobile, then that same account on the desktop will also require the pin, since it's the same account. And while I'm on that topic, I would like to mention that this is one of those things that apparently has always been the case with ZelCore, but I kind of overlooked it, was the ability to see, with the way that they've done this security, with the username and password being double hashed and salted and all that stuff, and then added to the blockchain, then it makes it not necessarily a security risk to have access to the same exact wallet on mobile as desktop. And I've mentioned this before. I was like, man, the first people to come up with this are gonna, they're gonna do really well, because almost all of the other projects that I know of that I've looked into or done videos on, they don't have this. Like, there's ways of doing it, you can make it work, but it's nowhere near as smooth as this. And those other ways, whenever you have multiple access on multiple devices, it's not as secure as what apparently ZelCore or Zell has done in this instance. So it's super neat the way that they've done it. It's really cool technology. Anyway, so you're basically going to be able to see the same exact wallets and the same everything, the same balances and everything on desktop as you do on mobile, without a security risk, right? And it's super simple because it's based on your username and your password, and that's it. So it's really neat. Let's see here. They also have but on that same topic, real quick. So if you set up any type of additional security that you set up on mobile will be required on desktop as well, as far as the decentralized two-factor authentication goes. So if you add that PIN on mobile, then you'll have to if you log on using that same account, then you'll have to enter in that PIN on desktop as well. So you can see how it's on the chain and it actually follows you, not really follows you, but it's on the chain, and you can log in and access the same balances and same crypto on either one. My point being is that if you set up D2FA on one, it's going to be on the other one too if you use that same account. I know I'm kind of rambling, but that was probably the simplest way to state it. Another feature that they have is Easy Logon, and Easy Logon uses the security features deployed on your mobile device, such as fingerprint, iris, and facial recognition, or passphrase, and it uses all that additional layer of security that's provided by your mobile phone to access your ZelCore account, but it's all done on mobile. So if you enable that on your mobile, like a fingerprint, if you enable fingerprint on mobile to access your ZelCore wallet, that's not going to be required on the desktop because that feature doesn't exist, right? Or it might not. I mean, maybe you have it set up, but most people don't have a biometrics on their desktop just yet. So that feature is device dependent, and it must be set up once on each device accessing ZelCore, allowing, for example, fingerprint scanning to be present on a mobile device, and a passphrase for logging onto the desktop. So D2FA must be set up or enabled for easy login, but the PIN is not required as the login credential if the user so chooses. So another feature of Zell ID is message signing, and Red Panda and I actually did a video on this a little while back. We did some message signing stuff. I signed a message and sent it to him, and then he did the verification on his end. So if you want to check out that video, it's right here. So you could probably just search for signing and verifying blockchain messages. And it's just a secure way of identifying that someone has access to a particular receiving ID or a receiving address, right? So it's just basically like a way of verifying. And another feature that Zell ID has is Passport. And Passport, if you read the little description here, it says grant identity access to other services, don't leak your private ones and zeros, your private data, revoke access when needed. It's that simple. So that sounds like a kind of a distributed, how would you describe that? Maybe like a, no, it wouldn't be distributed. Basically, it's KYC, AML, it's know your customer, anti-money laundering, sharing, like information sharing, but without, so it's basically like one entity could do the KYC, AML on a person, and then that data, that validation, whatever it is, whether it's passport ID, driver's license, whatever, is stored on the blockchain, and then other entities, you can give other entities access to that data to KYC for them. That way you're not duplicating your KYC data across multiple platforms. You just have one platform, one blockchain that has that data, and you say, hey, just go and look at it over here. They've already validated me, that kind of thing. Kind of like, actually, I believe Binance uses something similar to that, because remember whenever there was that hack or potential hack of the Binance, what was it? What was that? It was like user, what happened there? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was all the KYC AML information from Binance. They were saying that it was a third party. So they were allowing a third party to do the KYC AML for Binance Exchange, if I'm understanding that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's fairly accurate. So point being is that even Binance does this, third party KYC AML function. Let me check the chat, see what's going on. What's up, Bitcoin Jake? Crypto Sweeper, Pete, Serial Thriller. All right, Serial Thriller. Take care. I don't know how to take all these comments in here, but okay. All right, let's see here. I am going to go through. I went through that. Let me see where I'm at here. So I have this emulator here, so we can actually goof around and install the wallet on this emulator. So I'm gonna go here and look for Zell. Maybe Zell Cash, nope. Let's see if we can find it this way. ZelCore. Now I would probably go and come off of their website to get to this as far as Google Play Store if you're on Android, and they do have a mobile app for iOS as well. So I'm going to click install here. And this is what it would look like on your phone, on your Android phone. All right, so it'll open like this. You don't have any accounts registered or anything. that. If you already have an account, okay, so this is the kicker that probably catches a few people off guard, because if they don't understand what I've explained previously with the username and password and being stored on blockchain and all that stuff, then they can get a little bit confused right here. Because if you already have an account, let's say you already have a desktop account, then you can actually click on register account locally and then enter in that information, even though it looks weird because, hang on, let me back up here. I might be backwards. Might be backwards here. Let's see here. Okay, so you want to start by registering. Yeah, see, even I'm getting a little bit confused here. So let's just create a new account just to start. And actually we'll do we'll do something like this. All right, and then register account locally. So these are, this is like your warning. And this is basically what I was talking about earlier. It's like, look, you're not going to be able to call someone if you forget this username and password. And you should make it as strong as possible. What you saw me put in there was not very strong. So this is just a test account and everything, so it's not a big deal. All right, so there you go. So once you read all that and you agree to it, whatever, let's click I'm aware, register. So it created that account on this device. Now we're going to log into that account. And remember, this is going to be on your mobile. This is what it'll look like on mobile. But they've done a really great job with maintaining the same look and feel across all the different devices. I like this because they actually can provide you with a little bit of news here, important notifications, things that are going on. It's telling you about Z Classic. Sending isn't working. It's telling you about this quick swap exchange that CryptoWolf that is having problems, so not to use them. So they kind of keep you up to date with what's going on. So you can see right here that there are, I think it comes with 3 wallets. So you can basically set it up to, I'll just run through this real quick like I do. So I set one up for mining. You can do it however you want. And then I'll set another one up for let's see, what was the other one I normally do? Like actually I usually start with main and then mining and then like donations or something like that. And I don't think that there's a way right now to add more. I think it just comes with 3 and that's it. It might be something that they're working on. I don't know for sure. All right, so you see these are the default assets that show up in here. You can, let's see if I can, it's not gonna let me adjust this very well. So I think this right here is add assets and this right here is like enable drag or something like that. So we'll just click on add or manage assets or whatever this, I can't remember the name of this button. Asset management maybe. So from here you can either add or you can hide. And the cool thing is that if you do hide one that's in here, it doesn't necessarily, or it doesn't take away the crypto that's associated with it. So for example, if I had, let's see, so I took them all off, right? Yeah, so see now it's empty. But if I did have some crypto in, say, ZelCash, we'll do ZelCash and maybe Raven coin. They just recently did or added Raven. And the cool thing about this particular with regards to Raven is it's actually asset enabled also, so you can actually hold. Just don't get confused over the asset terminology, because you have assets here, but you also have assets inside of Ravencoin. So that's what Ravencoin is all about. All right, but my point is that if you had crypto in here, just removing it from the display doesn't do anything to the crypto, right? It doesn't like delete the crypto that's in there. Let me go in here. I'm going to grab this address, and I would be able to, let's see, I'm not going to be able to do that. Let me see if I can. Hang on just a second. I had to turn the fan back on. It's getting super hot in here. Open the door. Okay, we got this address. Let me fire up. Give me just a second. I got to get this address to me on my phone so that I can maybe send a little bit over there. Just a second. Since I'm logging into the real wallet, see, it takes a while because of the incredibly long username and password. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send a little bit of Zell over here so that you can see it come in and all that stuff. And then we'll log in. We'll do the same thing on the desktop wallet so you can see that. All right, I think that worked. It says it's sent, so maybe it'll take a minute. I think the last time I did this, it kind of showed up fairly quickly. It wasn't too bad. But while that's going on, I guess I could show you this. This is like drag, so you can actually move stuff around, you know. This is enable drag right here. And what I was saying about Ravencoin is it actually has right here the assets. So if you went into there, if you had any assets in here, they would show up here. I can probably do that as well. I can send some assets over there. Maybe. while we're waiting. All right, so let's check the status here, see what's going on. Okay, so we got the Zell. 10 Zell are in there now, so that's cool. Now, so this was your mobile, right? So this is your mobile wallet. So now let's go to the desktop wallet. Now I already have it installed, I already have it up and running, but this was the cool part. Okay, so our username was SavageMine YouTube. Easy password for me. I think that's right. All right, so see where it says account does not exist? So then you start freaking out, right? You're like, wait a minute. I know that I am typing in that username and password correctly. So you do it again, right? You check it again. You're like, I know I did this correctly. I hope I didn't forget the password. All right, so it says account does not exist. So now you're like freaking out. Well, you haven't registered that account locally on the ZelCore wallet system. So let's go to register account locally. Then we're going to enter in the same exact password, and this is username. And this is super important because it's also case sensitive. All right, so if I were to use a capital S, that is a completely different account than this one. It will be two totally different accounts. They'll each have different crypto. They'll each have it's like a whole other person. I'm going to click register account locally. Okay, I'm aware, register. So now it's registered. Now I'm going to go and try to log on to it. And that's a different account. All right, so I must have used a different password, because normally it would have just came up with the same info. All right, so let me do this again. Let me log out here. I think I know what I did though. Okay, there we go. All right, so before, let's see here. Yeah, I think that I kind of messed that up, because instead of, I definitely should have clicked register account locally, because I think that's probably what's going to happen. Oh, no, wait. Let me see here. I should have wrote this down. Let me see here. I'm gonna log out on this one. This is one I created. I want to see. I'm just gonna go back through the process here and see if I did what I think I did with the password and stuff. All right, so that is, all right, I think I know what I did. All right, so I'm gonna go back through and register account locally again. Because I actually used a different password, okay? So again, the combination of these two matters, right? So, all right, so now it says it already exists. So now I think, what would I have to do? There's probably something I have to do to delete that account, and I'm not gonna remember right off the top of my head, but I think I have to go into the file system. Let me see if I can poke around here in here real quick and see if I can find it. I might be able to just rename this. All right. Let's see. All right, so I have that. I'm going to click register. It says it already exists. Let's exit out of here. Fire ZelCore back up. All right, start by registering an account locally. I don't know why that happened. Let's see here. All right, now let's see here. Okay, so that was, remember, that was the one that was from the mobile wallet, the one that has the 10 Zell or whatever it was in there. So now I'm going to enter in that username and password again. So what happened before is I actually changed the password slightly on the account that I registered on the desktop ZelCore wallet, and that's why it was all goofed up. And all I did was, let me make sure this is going to work first. All right, yep. So you can see the Zell is in there, the 10 Zell. So that's good. That makes me feel good that this worked. It's not going to bring over your wallet names or anything like that. You have to do that yourself. But it's not, and that's another thing. It's not really going to set it up the same way each time. It's going to default to everything. You know, so don't, like if you've got, for example, Ravencoin, then don't freak out that Ravencoin doesn't show up here, because all you have to do is add it. So I'm going to go down here, add assets, and this is going to show you that what you do, just because it's not visible, it doesn't mean that your crypto is gone, right? So I'm going to add Raven. I'm going to go into Raven, and you should see, because I sent an asset earlier. Yeah, see right here? So just a few minutes ago, whenever I said here I'll send something through Raven, also I sent this asset. So it's in here. And if you had a, you know, actual Raven coins in there as well, just the crypto itself and not assets, it would show up as well. So and you can certainly come through here and clean this up and make it look, you know, like the other one, or at least close to it, right? Then you can name your wallets however you want, and it just basically sets up a different screen. You know, you basically have 3 different screens in here for different types of wallets. However you want to set it up, it's entirely up to you. But you saw that little error that we had with it saying that that account already existed. But I had created the account or registered the account with the wrong password. All right. So whenever I did that, I kind of goofed up, and I created an account on the local system here on the ZelCore wallet in the file system for ZelCore that already had that name in there, that user account name. So it was telling me that the password was wrong, and I knew that what I had used earlier on the mobile wallet, this guy over here, I knew that it was right. I knew what I had was correct. I knew my information was right. So what I did was I went into the file system and inside of your users folder, your username, and then ZelCore, there is, just trying to clean up my screen here a little bit. So inside of your username and then ZelCore, wait a minute. Yeah, users, username, and then ZelCore. So there's a file in here called accounts.json, and all I did was I renamed it to _old, and then I closed ZelCore. You saw me do that. I closed the ZelCore wallet and then opened it back up and was able to register that account with the correct username and password. So that's how I got back to it. I didn't have to recreate the file, it does it for you. So all I did was deleted that, or not deleted it, just renamed the accounts.json to _old, closed ZelCore wallet, relaunched it, and I was able to get back in there and register the correct account, or register that username with the correct password. Hopefully all this makes sense. All right, let me check the chat, see what y'all are up to. What is up, everybody? There's a few people watching. Y'all aren't saying much though. Y'all must be like totally into this wallet situation here. Now, as far as other features, I think that's all I'm going to cover actually tonight. I'll probably do something maybe with Zell tomorrow also, but I think that's it. So we did a lot. We've done a lot. We actually, went from a mobile system, mobile wallet. I showed you how to create the account, the initial account. We went over sending, and we received in the other wallet. I sent some Zell to this wallet, and then from there we logged onto the desktop wallet with the same username and password, and we're able to access the same crypto. So that is super cool. Big Blocks Pete. Can someone tell me why on the desktop I can see certain assets and on Android I can't see the asset? In what, Ravencoin? In the Ravencoin wallet or in the ZelCore wallet? Yeah, y'all can have this 10 Zell in here. Y'all can grab it. It's fine. Y'all don't know what the password is. You know what the username is though. Need to document this info here real quick. Okay. My password was visible? At what part? If it's that, yeah, it was just the goofy one. It's okay. Again, you can have this 83 cents in here if you want it. Yeah, I didn't even notice that the password was visible. That's funny. Was it because, oh, I must have, did I click the little eyeball or something? Maybe, I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, because I mean it's not visible right now, so I must have clicked over here. Yeah, my bad. It doesn't matter. Oh, it shows it while. I wonder. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, you know how many characters it is, but it's not showing the actual password. Like I just did it. Oh, the last letter. I wonder if that's like a... Huh. I'll have to rewatch it because I want to see that. That could be like a problem. That could be like some kind of weird thing going on. Huh, interesting. I'll have to go back and watch the video. Oh, and I think, yeah, that's another thing. Like once that password is set, I forgot to mention this. Once that password is set, that's it. You can't change it. Oh yeah, wow. Okay, I see. Oh man, how crazy is that? I wonder if it's just, you know what? It's probably just the emulator, because this is just an emulator. It's probably a feature in here, maybe. I don't know. Not a feature, but it's probably just a problem with it. Because I doubt. Well, you know what? It might actually show you those letters on mobile whenever you actually register the account the first time. You know, like it does a lot of times. So that might just be the way it works. That's funny. Yeah, you can definitely see it. Cool. Thanks for pointing that out, Sven. So if you want, go ahead and grab that 83 cents. Let's see here. What else can I go over? I was going to also... Let's see here. Oh, the Zell Id Features. So Zell Id is an app, right? Zell apps and tools. They're adding things in here as time goes on. ZelCore was ZelCore Plus is one of the cool features of their wallet, and that basically is an interface to exchanges, so that you can trade inside of the wallet, but actually be trading on an exchange. Super neat. I don't do a lot of trading like that, but if I was, I would definitely like to have it integrated like this, because that is really super cool. It also interfaces with TradingView, I think. So it is cool features, but what we'll talk about is Zell Id. So I'm going to click on Zell Id. And in Zell Id, that's where you would sign a message like I discussed earlier. You would also set up your decentralized 2FA, and you can also set up your easy login to use the features of your mobile, the additional security features like retina scan you know, fingerprint, all that stuff, to access your ZelCore wallet. This is super cool stuff in here. So, but that's how you get to it, is this little apps button down here. So I definitely recommend at least doing the decentralized 2FA. Just for a, you know, added layer of security there. I didn't have mine set up on my wallet, my desktop wallet, for quite some time, and then I finally did. So all right, that is gonna do it for me. I think it's already 10:30, after 10:30. So hopefully this was informative. I think it's one of the best wallets out there, multi-use, multi-asset wallet. It's super cool, consistent across, you know, different platforms. They are always working on it, adding features, adding capabilities. You know, they recently added the Ravencoin asset layer. They recently added ZelCore Plus, and it is, I see them probably some type of implementing some type of node access as well, because that's another thing that Zell project has, is Zell nodes. It would make sense that they would maybe add that to, you know, some type of integration with the wallet. I don't know, maybe just an idea, but I don't know for sure if that's coming or not, but it seems like the next logical step. Yeah, cool stuff. Really cool multi-asset wallet, and you can mine to it too. So that is kind of neat as well. I've used it to mine to for some time. I mean, I'm not mining to it right now, but you can. So really neat, cool stuff. Check it out. We'll talk more about it most likely, because I'll probably do some more Zell content this week. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. Hope you guys learned something, and I will see y'all probably tomorrow night, same time and all that stuff. Stay savage.